Hello, and welcome back to Elden, Shadow of the Erdtree. So this time we're going to be doing a little bit of prep for the end of this here. So we're doing some prep for Radar. So I've looked up a few items and looked up a few guides and looked up a few items that I'm probably wanting to get. And we're going to do an episode of just prepping. So I've come down to here in the, I think it's called the Forsaken Depths. I had to move over here from the underground roadside. Apparently I'd not discovered the site of this, but we're going to go in and we shall see if we can get the boss here killed, because there's going to be a boss. You probably were able to guess that by the ominous walk down here. And we're wanting to go through there. Right. I don't know if Divine Fortification helps here, but right. Here we are. Apparently this guy just doesn't die. So getting more blood flame stuff. Mana. We need to get away from that fire on the floor. Might not be a bad idea actually to just keep shooting him. But it's not doing a lot. Right, maybe while there's just... Well, I was going to say while there's no blood everywhere, for us to step on. But now there is, so we've ended up with a load of blood loss again. But we've got him with Scarlet Rot, that's going to do a lot of damage over time. We've basically put him on a timer, we can hit him again with Blasphemous Blade a few times. It's nice to fight one of the old bosses now and then, isn't it? To come back and just, oh look, here's a boss that I missed. Because you forget how the bosses used to be before the DLC. Bloodflame Talons. And an achievement, very nice. But yeah, this is how bosses used to be before the DLC. Before they all had to be, you know, 15-hit monster combo machines that crap all over you and don't give you a chance to heal between attacks. Erdtree's favour +1. That's something as well. Now, that's not the item we're here for. Obviously, as you can see, we're going for these stairs. But there is apparently some people have been saying that talisman can be pretty good. I've seen a few people using it in the guides that I've looked at. It gives you HP, I think poise and weight capacity or something, but it's very good. But you can get an even better version of it, which I might look at in my own time, or I might try to go for here, but... Anyway, what are we on? 113, nearly 14,000 runes? Oh, crap. Straight away happened straight away. I didn't quite line up right. I just walked forwards and went slightly to the side. Anyway, this is the worst kind of item that we're going to have to get. It's one that's behind a platforming puzzle, which, as you can likely imagine, is bad. Now, each drop, and there are some jumps in here as well. I see something back there. How does one get back there, is the question. I'm not sure you can. So is that just an unresolved glitch that's not been solved after 2 years? Probably. Probably. Right. In fact, is this the area we dropped down from first? Yeah. Maybe we can just go down by hopping around then, I don't know. But I think we do have to actually... No, I think we do have to actually... Oh, some of these are actually still... Oh, he's not. Right, but yeah, we have to kind of platform our way down now. Son of a bitch. It will take a while. We're going to be here for a good 20 minutes. I'll warn you preemptively. This will take many attempts, because once again, I've actually, like, in preparation for like gathering my final thoughts together, because I do tend to do a little bit of a thoughts on the game. Like, if you ever watched a series all the way through on the channel, there's usually like a 30-minute like pseudo review at the end of pretty much any series on the channel, if you're ever wondering what my thoughts on it are after I've played a game. And so I've gone back and watched... Ooh, that's good. I've gone back and watched what I actually said about Elden Ring. And a lot of it was to do with the combat. And I still stand by that. The combat it's good, but it's definitely not what it could have been. Well, this looks simple enough. Just drop onto this one. Platforming in Souls-like games. Marvellous. Ooh, I hate this. I hate everything about this. But yeah, a lot of what I said was to do with the combat. can I drop that far? I don't think I can. No, no, son of a bitch. How are you meant to go... How are you meant to drop down from that to get on the others? Oh, this is going to be painful, I can tell. It is. But yeah, what I said was mostly to do with the combat being... Again, it's not bad combat. The combat is just... Like, you can see the potential in there, and it's definitely not being realised. Like, the big thing I complained about is they've got all these really cool, flashy... Ashes of War and like loads of cool moves and things you can do, and it only allows you to carry a single one of these Ashes of War on your weapon at once. So a lot of the combat is just block and swing and, you know, heavy attack. There's not much more to it, it's very simplified. Whereas I feel like the game could be a lot more fleshed out using the Ashes of War system. I think it was about here. I still hate every moment of this. There are a lot of issues, and I still hold to this, that it just needs a goddamn quest log. They should just give up with this whole, like, trying to be coy about it all. And just add a goddamn quest log in, for the love of Christ. No one's gonna begrudge you for just adding in a quest log. And I missed that one because the camera went in the wall. And we've lost all the runes we got from beating the boss. Lovely. Granted, at this point, if I go to like the rune grinding spot I've been using, I can get those back in about, I don't know, 3 minutes. It's not a big deal. I don't care about 100,000 runes at this point. You know, we need 4. We would need that 4 times just to level. But yeah, so I had a lot of issues around that. I still hold to it, but I think... but yeah, I think they're probably... So there's still a lot of issues around all that. But one of the things that I watched, I'm like, you know what, it's... Because I said a brilliant bit about... what was it? Call of Duty... it's like... When they add a platforming section to Dark Souls or any Souls-like game, you know, when they've got it on Elden Ring here, it's like when a first-person shooter like Call of Duty has an obligatory stealth section or something, and it just has this really badly put together stealth part in the game. Right, I think we want to go to this then. If we can carefully manage to land all of this. My character decided to just jump forward jump up instead of forwards for some reason then. I think I'd not got it pushed forward enough or something. I think I just ended up doing like that instead of... yeah. Okay. So the analog has to be jammed forwards to do a proper... I thought, you know, if it were just held forward a bit, it'd still do a full jump forward, but apparently not. It's... whatever. Anyway. So it will just drop down from here this time. No, we missed. Right, we're dead. I'm getting impatient now. I'm just getting impatient with it. But yeah, it's like when a shooter does a stealth section. You know that it's not going to work well. No one wanted the stealth section. On occasion they're alright, but usually unless the game is built around like stealth shooter mechanics, you know, unless it's a stealth action, like a stealth action game type thing, like something like Sniper Elite is built around that. So that's why it forms the main, you know, the core of its gameplay loop. Whereas something like Call of Duty, it isn't, and so it gives you a nice break for that level, but Jesus Christ, if I tried to do that all the time, without properly building the game around it, the whole game just falls to bloody pieces. And that right there is exactly why it shouldn't have a stealth section. God, do you see all the corpses here and all the blood? Jesus Christ, why did they add this in? Which idiot decided this would be a good idea? Don't land on the top one, for fuck's sake. Right, just drop to this. There we go. And we've got it. Not that. There's an item we're after back here that's very important. I've not decided yet whether we'll actually upgrade and use it, but here it is. The fingerprint stone shield. A great shield with absolutely ridiculous, and how will I destroy this? So no one will ever know what those items are that are in those. I bet what it is they probably used a corpse as decoration, and that corpse will have just randomly had something spawn on it when it was placed. Something will have just randomly spawned on it, so it'll probably just be like a consumable or something. Right. It's right at the bottom, with no runes. I'm guessing this is just you die if you touch it. No, you don't. Interesting. So there's a whole extra bit down here. Right. I get the feeling we're about to hit another boss up then. Because that definitely says boss to me. Right, we can't use our weapon here. I'm guessing this is some kind of secret. I remember after beating the first game, I actually looked up the endings that you can get. So I looked up the different endings. Is this a... is it a door? Is it a... no. Okay. One of the endings is literally you can go with the Dung Eater ending. And there's another one which is the Madness ending. And I'm wondering if it's to do with those. Is this? So I would have to look up how to do that. It might just not be openable because we've beaten the game at this point. And so if we wanted to go and do that, maybe we would have to basically start a new game plus and come back down here. I don't know. But that's not why we're down here. We are down here because we want to get that item. The fingerprint great shield. The next thing we need, I believe it was... where was it now? It was the Sunken Chapel. There's one other item that's really going to help us with our build here. And this should be like the final bit. So hopefully after this... oh look, something we missed. But yeah, hopefully after this, and it wasn't anything good, we should be ready to fight Radahn, and it should be significantly easier. Enough so that we might be able to just go now and do it after this. But I think we might need to just change up our weaponry a little bit as well. We need to go past here. Just let them do their thing, I guess. Right, lovely. So we didn't actually come through here. I think I must have just missed this area. Right? And I'm guessing I know why. Because we went down the right side and there's that lift there. So I probably thought that that lift was kind of the end of the line. Right? So I'd have thought that that lift was the end of the line and there wasn't anything more on that side of the church. But no, if you keep going, and you come to the side here, you unlock this area, and then you'd think, well, there's not much in here, there's just that thing up there. There's this door. And it hides a very important secret. So you see, at the bottom of here, there's going to be a new little mini area. And just like the area we've been to, it's only a little area, it's not like a full-blown dungeon or anything. Right. We'll head through. Right. Now, what we have now is... So we've got a special area here. And this is going to lead to, as I was saying, just like the other area we've just been to, it's just got a boss at the end. And we'll get an Iris of Grace. If we'd have found that before, we could have given that to the that other lass that we gave the Iris of Occultation to. Mind you, we'd get an Ash of War then for her, whereas what we actually want would have been the Katana, because it's just better. But we're going to get a, well, you can probably figure it out. Yeah, big boss arena here. So this is the boss fight. I think we might actually need the Holy Resist here. Right, here we go. Really likes knocking out of the air, doesn't it? Got him. He's got a long reach there, hasn't he? Don't die while we're just summoning. There we go. Drink our physic flask. Pretty much immediately waste it. It's only been half somehow. I'm guessing we have to do that to finish him or something. there we go. We have to get to the front now. Or not. I guess he's just dead. He's probably coming back though. I'm not sure exactly what we want. And yeah, it looks like this is different. So I'm guessing we just have to kill him multiple times. Get our mana back up. Hit him with this. And there we are. And that is the item we're wanting. Miquella's Great Rune. So she discarded it along with everything else down here. Yeah? Just like she's been throwing all the crap everywhere at those crosses. Yeah, she threw her rune down here. And it created that monstrosity. I don't know all the lore behind the game. It's a bit all over the place and it's a bit much, but what I do know, and this is very important, and it's the reason why we came and grabbed all this. We need that rune to, if Miquella, at the very end, if Miquella, if she grabs us on the back of, if she like reaches forward when Radahn's fighting us and grabs us and puts that debuff on us, using that rune will now get rid of that debuff. So, where is it? Miquella's Great Rune. Yeah. Right. Okay. I think we're ready. There's one more thing that we're going to be doing. Now, I am probably going to... I might just try the one-eyed shield to start with, and if we're not having any luck, move over to the fingerprint shield. But the reason why we're going to be changing things up a bit. So first, we definitely needed the rune. That's definitely going to help a lot. But I think we're going to be swapping weapon out. Because something I found out that's quite interesting. Didn't know this, tells you nowhere, but if you use a thrusting weapon, so we've got here a thrusting sword, we could have a heavy thrusting sword here. We've got Roger's rapier that we could use maybe with the glint blades or something. But any kind of thrusting weapon you can actually use while your shield is raised. You have like a little poke ability that you can do. You can't do like combos and use Ashes of War on it or anything, but you can do little pokes. So what we can do is we can look down here at spears that we have, because they're all spears. So they're all spears are thrusting weapons, as far as I'm aware. And we could grab something that has, say, blood loss build-up. Blood loss notoriously good at beating bosses. So this here, so as you can see, we can put our shield up, poke, poke. You do a heavy attack though, and it does a swipe. So as you can see, we can't do our combo here like this. We can't do our big sweep attacks. So can't do any kind of combo stuff. It's just a case of poke, 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 poke. can't even use the Ash of War on it or anything. Which is another thing. So in the guides I've been looking at, they say not to use like a boss one with maybe blood loss or anything, so it would be recommended that I don't use this, because the big advantage of this is that we can do that, which is cool. And we got that from beating that Inquisitor boss person, I think, wasn't it? Oh, wrong thing. Right, so this one, we can do that, which is pretty cool, but obviously we can't do that while the shield's up. And we can't do any combo moves or anything. We can just do this. So, for ultimate boss cheese, ultimate optimum boss cheese, what we do is we get a regular spear with no crazy special moves out like that, and we just put an Ash of War on and give it a frostbite aspect. So then you're doing two status build-ups, and the frostbite one also works similar to bleeding, and then you just proc both of them and it obliterates them. That's the general gist of it. But the reason I want to use this instead of ours, obviously, is because if I block with ours and swing with our light attack, even while I'm blocking, obviously, and then we'll do a heavy, it lowers your shield. So it's about keeping our guard up whilst being able to keep attacking the boss, because his combos are that big, it's hard to get attacks in unless he's trying to hit one of our allies. That and the blood loss will do an absolute number on him, because that's mainly what you want. You want the blood loss build up. Looking at the different spears and things, where are we? Here we are. So this goes higher into strength and a bit into dex, and then into arcane, which is not great. I don't think there's a oh, there might be. Smith script spear does strength, dex, int and faith, so that might scale well, but obviously that doesn't have the blood loss build up. We could do, it might be an idea to just keep the barbed staff spear here, or Silura's tree, purely because they do have faith scaling, though I'm guessing the faith scaling is probably does the holy damage on the special attack of the weapon, and so that won't affect the main attack. And since they're boss weapons, we can't add a second aspect to them. So yeah, we probably just want to have something like Bloodfiend's Fork, put something on that makes it scale with Frostbite, and go with that. Go from there. We might put the Great Shield, the Fingerprint Great Shield on, depending if I want to. And we've got a load of runes, so we can go and spend these runes on just upgrades now for these weapons. Where are we? Da-da. But yeah, we'll go here. And and what we'll do is we'll just get these upgraded. I'm probably going to call this an episode here. I'll do some tinkering, seeing which Ash of War I prefer, and come up with something for next time. I think I'll probably just upgrade the Fingerprint Shield regardless, because apparently it is a very good shield. So just having it in my inventory with a bunch of upgrades on might just be beneficial to have. I'm also thinking of, and we'll go over the build when we get back into it, but I'm also considering getting rid of the physical damage. Well, boosting all non-physical damage negation. I'm thinking of getting rid of it maybe, and just putting holy on. Just have like maximum holy. Possibly. So I'm considering that. Rather than having like 30 odd on everything there. So what's that? Defense, damage, negation. So I think that is... yeah, so we negate 35-ish% of everything, I'm guessing that means. But we put that on, it drops to 25%, but holy jumps to 42, to 42. I think we've got one. Have we not got one of these for holy as well? Like there's, yeah, Hallig Drake Talisman +1. So that would boost it up a bit. Not by a load though, because we lose the benefit of this. So, and this gives a decent amount already. We could do... we still want the physical damage negation. But we could maybe like lose guarding ability in favour of something like maybe that. So that'd put us on nearly 50% damage negation from holy, and we can put buffs on top of that. Because I think a lot of his damage is non-physical. So we'll still have some physical damage negation, but with that we'll boost holy up to 50%. Which is absolutely great. Guard damage negation, holy is 63%, so I think now we'll basically shrug off holy damage with that much damage negation put into it. But yeah, I'll tinker with weapons. I'm probably gonna put the... I'm probably gonna go with... I think, where is it? So let's see, what spears... oh no, they're twin blades, yeah. Spears, spears, spears. I think probably Blood Fiends or the Barbed Staff. Because this we could put a second affinity on it. Barbed Staff Spear, it does scale into holy and it has that ranged attack, so if he's attacking someone else we could quickly swap to this, just start using its base ranged attack. Mind you, I'm guessing he's probably immune to it practically because it'll be faith damage, won't it? So I'm thinking probably going to the Blood Fiend's Fork, massively scale that up, stick some Frost affinity on it, and then it should be able to just proc the shit out of him. If we're still struggling but we're close, we can activate our Great Rune, which we've not done so far, and just stat the fuck up, basically, and go in on him with that. And I think that'll give us a foolproof plan. If we're still having difficulty, we could swap this out, because it's as nice as a... oh, this requires... oh, we will need some strength. I'll have to get some levels to use that then, if I want to do that. So, and it causes madness build up. I don't know if that can affect Radahn. He's a humanoid enemy, but then again he's a massive colossal boss enemy, so it might not affect him because he's just a big boss. But yeah, we may wish to go into a few levels on strength. Then we can put those in. It won't take too long. I'm already at 45 strength, so it wouldn't be a huge ask. The big thing, mind you, that said, I don't think it's overly necessary, because It does give us a lot of damage negation, but as we've just said, we probably have enough holy damage negation. Because I'm just looking at the stats of it there under guarded damage negation. This gives us a 73 guard boost, and this gives us 77, so it's only mildly better. In fact, Verdigris Great Shield here is probably better. Oh yeah, let's see, magic 77, 72 there, 81 fire, 74, 79 lightning. Okay, so its resistances are a bit better on the fingerprint, but the guard boost isn't as good. But ours isn't bad, and it weighs a lot less. But it also comes with the advantage of having a built-in ranged attack, which is pretty beefy, which I like. And there is the Erdtree Great Shield. Like, I will point this out, for this fight in particular, the Erdtree, because its holy damage negation's that high, is probably as good as the Fingerprint Stone Shield. It's probably just as good. Mind you, you lose that guard boost, so... I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer here, so we might just keep the one-eyed shield, see how it does, and go from there. Plus it means that then we don't have to completely change our armor set to work around the stone shield, because it's a lot heavier. So we might not... I said we might not use the shield in the end, and I think we might not. Right, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go and have a tinker. I think we will probably just put a Bloodfiend Spear on with... I'll pick an Ash of War that is fitting, that seems cool. Give it some Frost attribute. And we'll go and give Radahn a good poke. And hopefully that finishes him off. Right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'll see you then.